Hey, badass business owner, how often do you feel as if you're just so flawed? I mean, you listen to podcasts, you watch things on YouTube, and you listen to other business owners, and they tell you some of the greatest advice in the world, or maybe you read about it, and these are all the things that you should be doing. You know, you should be doing this, and you should be doing that, and yet you just don't find yourself doing any of it. And you just feel so flawed, like there's a defect, like there's something wrong with you, that maybe you just aren't meant to be a business owner. Well, I want to tell you something. That's just stinking thinking that has creeped into it. Listen, none of us are perfect. Oh my gosh, I can sit here and I can tell you all day long how to run a great business and how you need to stay on top of this and how you need to look at this and how you should be reviewing this and how you should be starting this and how to craft the perfect this and that's the smarts. That's what life has taught us, is how to do those things. But doing them is something totally different. Oh my gosh. If you only knew how many flaws and how many mistakes I made during the course of the day and how many times I beat myself up because I know better and yet I still don't do something. That as much as I know, for example, here I'll expose one thing. Okay, I have multiple businesses, and one of the things that I am horrible at is actually sitting down every single week and keying in the expenses and what goes to this and how this happens. I'm horrible at it. And then I end up spending 1 to 2 days every single year getting ready for taxes and cleaning all that mess up because I just yell at myself going, you know, Tammy, if you just took a minute or two every single morning and knocked this out, then you know you wouldn't have this problem and you wouldn't be sitting here. And oh my gosh, I cuss myself out the entire 2 days that I'm doing it because I'm so miserable. Or how about this one? Last week, we talk about starting your day off and thinking like a business owner and not just running out the door. Guess what? I'm guilty of that every once in a while as well, because it's just like, there's this hot button. This is the thing I need to deal with right away. And I jump right in. And next thing I know, it's hours later that I realize that I never paused and thought about the business. Now, I was much better at this when I had my ice cream shop because I got there early. The store wasn't open. I looked at my numbers very first thing. Yeah, way easier because I didn't have someone banging on my door or my attention first thing in the morning. And now in these businesses, one of my businesses being in real estate, guess what? There's always somebody who wants something first thing in the morning. My whole point of all of this is I don't expect you to be perfect. But what we're trying to do is fill your head full of the knowledge of what is the right thing that you should be doing. What are the right focuses? Where should your attention be? How should you be doing things? How should you be looking at things? Because if you don't even know those things, then you'd never know that you're not doing them in the first place. I expect you to be the flawed business person that you are, okay? It's normal. All right. Very few people out there are like so dialed and so perfect. And I don't care what they tell you online or in their podcast or on their Instagram or in their whatever Facebook page. They're flawed. They're just not showing you those flaws. It's a huge problem with social media today and into a lot of things is people, half those people that are posing online with those Lamborghinis and stuff, they rented them for the day for the video shoot. Okay. That's how screwed up of a society we have. I don't want you to be the perfect business person. All right. But I want you to be always striving to be a better business person. Okay. We all can get better than what we are today. And if you're better today than you were yesterday, great. And guess what? If you're better 3 days in a row and then you absolutely suck one day, well, that doesn't wipe out all the growth that you had over the last 3 days. It just means you pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and you do the right thing the very next day. If you get to the end of the day and you're like, oh my God, I totally sucked today. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Okay. That makes you human. But what are you doing the next day? Are you going to change it? See, where we get into a problem is when we just rinse and repeat and we do the same stuff every single day without pausing, without correcting, without getting back on track, without making a difference, without trying something. That's where we get into trouble. You're going to be a flawed business person. I'm okay with that. That makes you a great business person because you understand it and you see it and you can feel it. Because here's the thing, when you feel guilty about not getting something done, that's actually a good thing because what that's telling you is you know better. Okay. It means that you know that you should be doing something differently than what you're doing today. And that means at some point, some book you read, some audio that you heard, some video that you watched sunk in and it has resonated with you. And now your core is telling you, hey, dum-dum, we should be doing this. Or, hey, dum-dum, we should have done this. Okay, and I don't mean that you're stupid when I say dum-dum. I'm like, in a fun term, is going, duh, I could have had a V8 kind of moment, for those of you that are old enough to remember that stuff. But at the end of the day, we all are striving to be the best business people that we can be. And you're not going to be perfect, and that's okay. All right. I just want you to continue to learn. I want you to continue to read those books. I want you to continue to listen to the audio. I want you to continue to listen to the podcast. I want you to continue to watch YouTube channels that help you become a better business person, to become a better person in general. I'm a firm believer that we're continually growing and growing until the day we die, because the minute we stop growing, that is when we do die. So please don't ever beat yourself up that you're not a perfect business person, that you make a lot of mistakes. I want you to make mistakes. I want you to learn, and I want you to grow. And if you can just get better a little bit every single day, well, guess what? That means you can wake up one day, turn around, and see the business person that you were just 6 months ago, a year ago. And for those of you that have been listening for a while, or those of you that have been on this journey of listening to other people's podcasts or other YouTube channels, or whatever the case may be, ask yourself, are you the same business person you were 6 months ago? I'm going to bet some money, dollars to donuts. Bet you donuts. I don't know. Some people would want donuts more money. But anyways, I will bet you that you are a better business person today than you were just 6 months ago. And at minimum, even if you just know better, but you can't seem to pull yourself out. And, how many times have you said, oh, I got to pull my head out my butt because I know better? That's a good thing. That means you do know the difference. And it just means that there's something that is lacking that you've got to try to find out what is causing that. That's a completely different problem. But it doesn't mean that you're not growing and that you don't know better. So please know that you can be a flawed business person and still be a great business person. I was just heavy on my mind as we head into this new year. So please get out there, kick some butt, and let's make sure that when we turn back and we look around a year from now, that we go, dang, I really grew. I grew as a business person, and my business grew too. All right, with that, get out of here. I'll talk to you on the next episode. Bye for now. Hey, badass business owner, before you go, as you know, I'm a huge believer in you knowing your business numbers. After all, it isn't about how much you sell. It's about what you keep. And the best way to grow your profits is to start diving in and understanding those business numbers. To help you on this journey, I have created the Know Your Business Numbers course. We will walk through how to read your profit and loss statement. You'll learn the key calculations that'll help ensure that you're making a healthy profit on all of your products or services, plus a ton of other good stuff that'll help you learn how to use those business numbers to create even more sales and profits. Just check out the link below in the show notes or visit knowyourbusinessnumberscourse.com. So if you're ready to increase those profits, it's time you start diving into your business numbers.